No, we're good. We got an interview. We got an interview of the evening popping off here, and it's. I like to say it's a special interview, and it is.
It is.
But the thing is, with this guy, he's fam. You know what I'm saying? He's been around. He's been around the man them. You know what I'm saying?
He's fam. Yeah.
One of the mafia shit. One of the innovators of the behind the scenes cameramen in the beginning of We Love Hip Hop.
Yeah,
along with my girl, broke the fourth wall already.
As the ghost in the room came.
Yeah, because this man was around from when we were like season 1, and like we're just.
That's when you were just starting up, and you guys had to. This was before the double Instagram change, because you had to do a couple of switch ups and whatnot and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that was way back.
Yeah,
way back.
That was in the beta phase.
That's like 3 years ago.
Beta phase.
That was the beta phase.
Yeah, the beta phase. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not the reason why we have you here today. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Because the whole time when man was sitting here, and we mentioned it a few times, and even with the Beastmode interview, you were here with the Beastmode interview.
Yeah, we did the Beastmode interview. I forgot about that.
Right? But I don't think people know how much you've excelled in the battle rap scene. Right?
I like that.
Right?
My man Friday.
So for the people out there who are just tuning in, and the audios, and the people who are watching on YouTube, we have Joey V in the motherfucking building.
And never built a foundation and kept going through the same process. At what cost? It's just he can never cement his spot. Keeps getting lowballed and shelved. Ironic, because usually with bricks you could build a solid home for yourself.
AKA Joey Gambello.
You know
what I'm
Mafia, bitch.
My guys, what's up? Friday and motherfucking Lips in the motherfucking building. We out here.
Here one. You, for the people who are not into the whole battle rap thing, because we got a lot of people who peep the rap scene in Toronto, right?
Yeah, of course.
But a lot of people don't realize how big the whole battle rap scene is. There are people who do know. The people who are into battle rap know.
No, yeah.
Right? So this is going to be a lot of the people who are in the battle rap who are checking this out, and the people who are outside the battle rap scene who are like, oh shit, that's wanted.
Yeah.
And the people in the cubicles.
Because what's so crazy about it is the Canadian hip hop scene is evolving so much right now, and it's growing such a wider, bigger audience. We are in my opinion, the new Mecca. No matter what, we're starting to push numbers, and they're starting to push talent, and it's showing you over the last couple of years, just radio wise alone, that we have like 4 dominant artists on the charts at all times. So
these
like
are facts. Yeah,
it is what it is. Like Atlanta had it for a minute, New York had it. Obviously, Atlanta had it, and now I think it's really Toronto right now that's got it. Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see the elevation of it itself, and then I kind of would like the same thing for hip hop, for battle rap, to do the same thing with the Toronto hip hop scene. But it's kind of like 2 different type of animals completely.
Yes,
for sure.
And that's 100%. What we want to get into today, the battle rap scene, and like what the differences and stuff like that. So, for example, you got what's your next big battle coming up? Because that's a lot of people don't know.
I got so recently I'm signed on to do my second URL battle, which is kind of like, it's almost like the NBA of battle rap type stuff. If you haven't heard of it, you've definitely seen something of it or footage. Like a lot of stuff, like growing up, like if you watch like when things were hitting the internet, like the Smack DVD shit, like you would see Game freestyle. You know what I mean? That's what the URL is. It's the same people doing that.
Ultimate Rap League.
Ultimate Rap League is what Smack DVD was back in the day.
So Smack evolved to URL.
To the URL. Smack DVD. Smack used to be the guy with the big beard. Smack used to be the guy holding the camera going to get Cassidy
and everybody. You just go block to block. At first it started just going block to block.
And that's literally what he was selling CDs like that.
Bro, listen to me.
Selling DVDs, bro. All over the world. Them shits managed to get here in Toronto.
I was just about to say, so you know Screws.
Of course.
We all know Screws.
Shout out to Screws.
Shout out to Screws. I can tell you right now, the man has at least the first 10 Smack DVDs right now, like in arm's reach. Like, yo, if you want to drop...
Does he actually?
Bro, I'm dead serious. The man, like, the man has them.
We gotta talk.
Boom, just sitting there like, like in his collection.
That's crazy. I never knew.
Yo, listen to me. Yeah. I look at it. I'm like, this guy really has this. Yeah. I'm just thinking about it. Yo, the man, I see it. Like when I go to check him, they're right there in his DVD collection. smack DVDs, and you see like 10 of them. I'm like, holy shit!
I never knew that. Screws told me a bunch of crazy stories about like his
listen to
relations within hip hop and whatnot, and like the scene and whatnot. I've heard some things,
Yeah,
but that he's never told me that, and I'm a battle rapper, so that's crazy. So like the next time I see him, I'm gonna definitely need duplicates of that, man.
So who are you battling?
I can't even really tell you like that.
Secret?
It's not like really a secret. It's kind of hasn't even been announced really of what it is. They kind of just put us all on a flyer, rambled up, and it's kind of like guess. Like the last event that I did was something called Band, which is you don't know the event and you don't even know the event happens. It's a quiet event, like
okay,
and then it happens. Bunch of battles drop and stuff like that, and you just find out the day. Like kind of almost like how a Canadian blackout King of the Dot thing went, but to a totally different environment, extreme setup style, the way it's shot. It's like almost like that the Peppy and Joe battle.
And more. So back to this jiggy shit. 3 white bitches singing to my shit like 3 white bitches singing to my shit like Dixie chicks. Lines of dust, call it pixie sticks. I even
and me and Peppy's battle, like the kind of the small with the little bit of edginess to it. That's definitely how Band is.
Okay.
So that was my first.
That's also for
that's
Smack?
also Smack. That's a platform. That's an event name under Smack. So that's one of the things that they keep running. So they have things like that, Survivor Series, Born Legacy, and next month I'm in October and I'm in New York and I'm battling a guy. I'm battling Hayes the Gift. I'll tell you, it's not that important to me. Whatever.
Next month,
which is nothing really serious, to be honest with you. I've obviously huge challenges compared to this, but the opportunity itself is huge, and it's back almost in my second backyard. Like I battled in New York too many times, spent too many summers in New York, weeks, spent days and weeks out there, like
just battling,
you know what I mean? Battling and just chilling at my homie's house, meeting new people. Like I built huge friendships from people in New York, like you know. So I go out there. It's literally like a second home. I'm ready to just put that work in.
You're in New York, eh?
I'm in NY, baby. I ain't battled in New York in 2 years.
New York, eh?
Why? What's up?
Yo, there's still that Papoose challenge. You know what I'm saying?
I knew he was
that
gonna say
open
some shit like
Papoose
that.
challenge is still on the table, people.
At one of the very first episodes or whatever, when we first came up, I challenged Papoose to a rap battle, and still to this day, it's on the table, Papoose. I know you ain't heard of me, but when I'm out one day, when I see you on the street, when I see you with your wife, yo, he probably won't even do it. Remy probably be like, yo, move out the way. Just jump in straight up, you know.
Well, so basically, what we know right now.
That's good. Oh shit, you remember? Wow.
That's what he said
At least you know I'm thorough with my statements. I'm thorough.
He's consistent. So okay, we established that you're gonna be battling Papoose one day.
Yeah.
But how do you feel that you got from the stage where you were before to where you are now? Like, how do you get to fucking start battling in URL?
It was because I went. It's honestly, it's hard work, dedication, and never giving up type stuff. But it's also noticeability. In Canada, it's a lot harder to get noticed. There's like 1 million American rappers in the URL.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's 2 of us. There's me and Franchise. Shout out to Franchise. Franchise is the real person that opened the door for even to let their guys take a look at what's going on in these borders. And then it all depends on what I did. And then I had a battle that did pretty well or whatever. Like me and Peppy. Shout out to Peppy Linguino. Peppy, I battled this guy named Peppy. He's actually a good friend of mine as well. We're actually good homies, and we did the battle and whatnot. So you know, like battle rap isn't always like fuck your mother and this and personal and this and sometimes it could be, even if you know. But and he like I had a viral moment on the internet. And that's how it happened. Like I had like a huge viral moment. Like it was being shared a bajillion times by like huge names, and like, and even if like to the people that concentrate on hip hop don't know these names, like Disaster, Mike P, and stuff like that, and Hollow the Dawn. Like it's crazy.
The battle was the viral moment.
One of my clips from that battle was what went viral. What I said in the battle.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's how they noticed it, and then they told me to holla at them.
Okay, because I'm trying to get an understanding of how certain guys get to be separated from the pack. Because there's a lot of guys who battle rap, whether it's in Canada, whether it's in the States. There's a lot of guys who fucking battle rap.
Yeah.
But how does one push and stand out?
Yeah.
And you're obviously doing that so far, right?
I think, as weird as it's gonna sound, it's because I don't look like a rapper. I don't act like a rapper. I don't dress like a rapper. And the shit that I'm talking about is really fucking not what I look like type stuff. So it's like, it's almost like a shock value thing. And like in America, it's so appreciative of just just rapping in general. And if they see like a white boy, it's like a little fucking unicorn to them, and they're like, oh my, what the fuck is this?
Canadian white boy that raps.
Yeah.
And I be talking some real pain shit, like.
Freestyle, it gets weird. He jumps side to side, squints his face and twists his fingers. Joey, if you don't say uncle, I'ma pop up at your show and start fucking with the DJ like.
You know, so like, and that's how it kind of goes, and it's standing out, building almost. It's not building a character, but building yourself or building a personality, and actually showing that every time you, even if you go on Instagram just to promote something, or it's about building. You gotta have talent, building a fan base, and then not staying in one spot. You kind of gotta spread it out. Like, it's so weird. Like, I have people, like, I have fans, like, even if it's one person, I'll die happy. Like, if I have one fan in every city across the world, I'll die happy type shit. Like, I had one person last year, like, wish me happy, and he was like, big ups from Amsterdam, happy birthday, and it was a fan from Amsterdam. I had a guy that I had to. It was so weird. I got an Instagram message, and I had to translate it into fucking English, and it was in Chinese or something like that. And I had to Google translate it, and he told me, he's like, I have apparently there's a couple of them, but one guy that always messages me from South Africa and shit like that. So it's pretty crazy. Like, it's, you know,
That's dope. That's very dope.
Yeah.
and it's so, and I'm such a small. I'm tiny, I'm nothing, and I'm a guppy in this game still. You know what I mean? There's so much. There's people that get paid $50,000 a battle, more. Like Cassidy just did a rap battle.
He was like 100K or something like that for his
Yeah,
battle,
and
right?
he did a battle way before, like 2-3 years ago or 4 years ago. He battled another guy named Disaster, and apparently he got paid like $250,000 for that.
Yes, that was $250,000. Yeah.
Joe Budden got paid like $200,000 to battle. So it's like, there is big checks in it, and there are big names, and they kind of transfer over to music. A couple of them do. Yeah. So it's kind of, you know.
That's interesting.
It's different, man. It's different. You can get paid a lot. Like, think of it, 15 minutes of material, you making 40 bands, 20 bands, 10 bands. 9 minutes of material for 10 bands, brother. Where are you getting that type? That's a fucking verse. That's a verse.
No,
you know
some
what I mean?
bands are performing for like half an hour, 40 minutes, doing a whole concert. Like,
their hearts out, performing their hearts out for a quarter of that. Every night, and then half of it's got to go to the DJ sets and this and that.
That's true.
So, okay.
So don't play with battle rap.
Let's go
battle
back.
rap got money in it. It does. It has its own little thing.
Well, yeah, because it's one thing too, like sirens. There's one thing. You know
What's
what I mean?
new? I got pulled over before I got here, so.
It's one thing where like people are like, yeah, I want to rap because clout or whatever, but like there's like big checks to be made from this, right? So, okay, before all of the battle rap, let's go back.
What's up?
Because we've been to enough of your battles, and we hear the pain lyrics. You know what I mean? You talk that street shit in them bars, right?
Competing with y'all, dumb with a hammer, legally blonde, you be reaching a lot, and it's slowed down for the crowd to catch the punch like Steven Seagal.
A lot of stories and stuff like that. A lot of life stuff, you know what I mean?
So, for the people who don't know, because we all know each other, right? Where did you grow up, and like, what was life like for you, like as a teenager?
Life as a teenager, like my younger years, like when I was a kid, it was obviously a lot easier. You had your dukes taking care of you, stuff like that. But obviously the teenage years for everybody, I was a trouble youth, you know what I mean? I caused nonsense. I grew up in various places, like predominantly most of the time, like most of my life I grew up on Jane and Shepherd, and then lived on Jane and with like Pellet Avenue or whatever, or Pelmo Park or whatever, like right down the street from there, like right off Jane and Wilson, Jane and Lawrence type area stuff. Like but predominantly Jane and Shepherd and 320 Dixon. That's where I lived most of my life. 320 fucking Dixon. That was most of my teenage years.
Okay.
And that was fucking wild. Yeah.
So, were you like a school to school guy kind of thing, or were you like?
Nah, I quit school at a young age. I got kicked out for selling dope.
Wow.
I actually went to an art school. Like, I had this thing when I was a kid, like I didn't know how to play sports or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? I always had a passion for like music and acting and type stuff. So I had an agent as a kid, like saved up money, did everything, we shot my first ever headshots. I shot them myself and got them printed out type stuff. Sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And holy shit. And then yeah, man, it was fuck. What else? What was I talking about? I just got
just
big
like
ass joint.
No, it was the teenage times before the rapping, before you got into the rapping.
yeah, and it was just like from acting, it kind of just, I quit school because like, well, I got kicked out and then I just never went back. And I just never went back.
Yeah.
Never went back. It wasn't something I wanted to do, and I got like a job at like 15 years old. I went and got a job. I was actually like, crazy stories. Like I was like a supervisor at like 17 or 16 years old at like
What
a
the
Best
fuck?
at a
Wow.
Best Buy, and I was like the supervisor of like the computer sales department or whatever.
Wow.
I was running shit. They told me like I was like top 3 salesmen in all of Ontario at one point. Like I was like shit. I was like I can move anything. You know what I mean? Like,
At 17. Wow.
That's
wow.
crazy.
I'll never forget. They told me in like 1 month I sold like $100,000 worth of product
That's crazy.
in the store because I could go to the TV section here, say that I could sell.
Just
I could,
float.
I'd sell water to a fucking water company. You know what I mean? Oakley's to a blind man type shit. You know? So yeah, and that's I just quit school and I just did that for a bit and then gave up into kind of pushed myself out of acting because they wanted me to. I was supposed to go try out, like it was me and 2 other people. I was supposed to go try out for a part in Degrassi, and they wanted me to play. They wanted me to play a gay kid or whatever.
Okay.
And even if there was no type of nothing where I'm from and like stuff like nah. And
was
even
the move.
maybe now, fuck, make 100 bands. Maybe I think about and even I don't know, but yo, as a kid, I was not thinking any of that, and I kind of just fell out and it just got more into the.
Back then, when you were a kid, it would have been fire in school. They would have been killing you on,
You know what I mean?
every day.
Yeah, you would have heard.
The pressure would have been crazy.
And
You
so
would've heard about it.
I kind of just gave up on it, and it just kind of got more in. Just life kind of took hold type shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to say super street shit, but yeah, I was always in my neighborhood. I was always doing what we got to do, and that's how it is. Life wasn't always easy.
Surviving.
Exactly, life
So-
wasn't always easy.
What brought you to hip hop? The generic hip hop question. What brought you to hip hop? Like, what brought you there? For real though.
Actually, that's from like me as a kid. Kid. The first 2 CDs I ever got. This is before before my pops left my mom or whatever and shit like that. Like I'll never forget. Like the first 2 CDs I ever got from him was a Big LCD and the score by fucking
Fugees?
by the Fugees. So those were the first 2 CDs I ever got at like fucking like 8 years old or something like that.
Okay.
And then from there it was a fucking rap. Here, take that.
Joey's making me feel old, man.
And then from there it was a fucking rap.
Wow. So were you a rapper, or were you always wanting to be a battle rapper? Or were you?
I was a rapper. I actually how it all started was I was after the TV shit or whatever. I made obviously a couple connections and friends, and one of these guys, Mike Holloway. Shout out to Mike Holloway. He like lived in like fucking Oakville or Newmarket or something like that, and I would go to his house and we started recording music in the beginning, and then he told me about battles. I always knew there was Smack DVD, and you seen a couple of things online here and there and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then fucking he showed me that there was like this league popping up, Beastmode, which was run by
Johnny Gibbs.
who's running? Who's the white boy? I keep forgetting. How do I forget his name?
Rob
Lowe. Yeah. Not Russell, but yeah, Rob Lowe. Yeah, and he was running it at the time. He told me all about it. And my first rap battle ever was a 2-on-2. We got fucking cooked.
This is my next contender, a 30-year-old peeping Tom who works at Papa John's and has pictures of little boys taking off their Longa John.
We got fucking smoked. It was a smoke show. We got bodied. Actually, like in my first couple battles, I was like fucking terrible. I never went and I didn't really prep. I kind of just went and freestyle. I thought rapping at the time at being like 14 years old, like I'm talking like I got into beast mode like 16 years old, like 10 years ago, like 8 years ago. Yeah, it's been that long. It's been running that long.
It's been that
No,
long.
but you were that young back then?
I used to come in with a fake ID.
That's fucking crazy. I thought you were older, fam.
See, as I said, Joey's making me feel old. You didn't hear me say like this guy's making me feel old talking about he's getting Fugees.
Wow. So you
I know,
were
you was-
fucking rapping from a teenager trying to go hard with this
Yeah,
shit.
since a kid. And it kind of, the battling kind of took over because I was like, I wanted to be, at one point I was like, damn, I wanted to become the best technical lyricist I could possibly be. And battle rap was, in my head at the time, like the way to do it. And then learned all I can and kind of just it just took over and I stopped doing music completely.
That's what I was gonna ask. What was the transition? What was the moment you're like, you know what?
The
I'm
moment
a
I did the
battle rapper.
the moment I did the 2-on-2 and we got smoked and I was like, I need to come back, do this by myself and kill somebody. And actually my second battle ever was by one of our, rest in peace, D the Suspect.
Yes, R.I.P.
Yes,
D the Suspect.
R.I.P. D the Suspect.
You know, and that was my second battle ever, and that was his first rap battle ever.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Some history there for you for the Beast Mode shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Johnny Jib.
No smoke breaks. Everybody make some fucking noise. Beast Mode. I am your host, Chris Cade. Make sure you follow us on YouTube.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny Jibs, man. That's
whole
that's my
Beast
brother
Mode
right
team.
there.
And yo, that thing,
Yeah.
yo, I'm not gonna lie, like shit like that really like, and that's the problem with like even today, like cutting the after school programs and shit like that. Like a lot of this shit, like, you know, I know some shit is inevitable, and you know some ties are too fucking deep, but a lot of this stuff could be. Like Beast Mode really saves lives sometimes, man. Like instead of going, like there's many times I even have friends in this shit that like instead of fucking being where there was a shootout or with us or a stabbing or like
they're
his,
at the Beast Mode.
they're there
Beast
instead.
Mode.
It saved my life many a times. I'll tell you where it's taken me out of situations just showing up to Beast Mode. You know what I mean? And just spending that one night on a Saturday going out and just drinking, spitting some raps and talking bare shit to each other. And
that's the funny thing about it, because the whole time that's what Johnny's like, yo, I'm doing it for the kids, yo. They need some.
and he saved a couple. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He definitely fucking kept me. And he's like an older brother. He's like an older brother. He's like my big bro. Obviously, I love that man to death. And like, yo, there are many moments, like even at Beast Mode, like I've almost fucking stabbed somebody at Beast Mode before.
Yeah,
This
you
is
got a hot
young
head.
and shit like that.
You
Hot
got a
headed because
hot head.
when I was young, I was wild,
Yeah.
crazy. I was crazy.
Yeah,
I would have
you know-
did anything for pride at one point.
And that brings me to a question when it comes to you battle rapper guys, right?
You battle rapper guy.
No, and that's not in a derogatory way, but like, cause it's a
He's
lot.
a former rapper.
Yeah,
you
funny.
know?
Yeah, he's the former rapper
Former
turned
rapper.
podcast.
I'm a rapper,
Yeah.
rapper. You know what I'm saying? We're
Rapper
rappers
versus
and a battle rapper.
Battle rapper.
Or okay, recording artist versus battle rapper. Okay, there's no rappers because we're all rappers.
Yeah, well, technically.
Because
Yeah.
because you guys are fucking top notch lyricists.
See, that's what
That's a lot of people
I
don't
feel like-
realize.
I feel like rappers now, like the rappers that we have now, are more like just full-on musicians and artists
Yeah.
more than anything else. I kind of retook it. I recategorized it instead of yes, it's rap, but they're a lot of it's melody driven now more than anything else.
That's not bar heavy
And
battle
it's
rap.
not, and that's being an artist. That's music, and that's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. I love it as much as the technical rippity rapidy. I don't even want to listen to it. To be honest with you, I don't want to listen to that shit when I listen to music. I don't want to hear rippity. I don't listen.
Yeah.
I don't be listening to none of that shit. I'll be slow stroking your bitch to some R&B. You know what I'm saying? And then
That's the title.
I'll bet-
Slow stroking your
every
bitch
time
to
I'm
some
here, I get a
R&B.
title. What was the last one? Repetition was the father of learning, or some shit like that.
True. This guy's got the mind, fucking memory of an elephant. So the question I had there is, with the battle raps, you guys are going at each other fucking furiously sometimes, and you're saying like how sometimes you used to pop off or want to pop off.
Yeah,
right?
not even because of the lyric shit, because some people want to be on some foolish shit when we're at events and stuff like that. And
So
then
how do
some-
you deal with the lyric part though?
The lyric part for me, that's the softest shit. Like, even when it's hurtful or whatever, like most of the time, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of this battle rap shit, especially taken to a higher level than your regular Canadian, because a lot of the Canadian battle rap scene is very fucking corny. I hate it, my goddamn self. I hate it, and I understand that where it gets that stigma of making fun of your mother, telling this personal
hate that
stuff and
shit.
stuff
I
like
hate
that.
that
That's
aspect.
wild, stupid, and corny. I hate that shit. The real professionals, or the real is bars, lyricism, charisma,
Yeah.
storytelling, and stuff like that. And that's definitely what battle rap has become in the last five years, even longer. It's always been bar. There's always been a switch in the culture and in the style of it, but
Yeah.
it's always pertained into always been one category type stuff. It always stayed battle rap, but it's now increased to something bigger. Like, it's not about spitting your mother's face and fuck your girlfriend and suck my dick and this and that. It's not really not that. Like, you'll get fucking, you come around spitting that bullshit, you getting fucking cooked. Like, you getting cooked. Like, and I don't take it seriously, like, either. Like, you don't know me like that. Like, even Pepe said, me and Pepe had a battle.
Someone from YTV spending time with me.
The shit that I had the viral shit over, he was saying like mad personal, but tainted with like fake personal shit to not make it as like not to be as hurtful and not to be as crazy going out jumping out the window like that. And he even thinks, I think he even thinks himself like, he's like, damn, I should have just rapped with you. He's like, because that's what, you know.
So
because you could dig deep.
Because you could do it, and that's my friend that's doing it, right? And he didn't even really go crazy like that either. A lot of it was. So a lot of rappers nowadays, it's a lot easier not to get into fights because no one's really saying any disrespectful shit.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
you're not
like
Matt Hoffa and people.
No, not at all. Actually, you know what's crazy? There's a boxing event going on with Math Hoffa and Disaster.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like a paid pay-per-view and shit like that. Yeah. It's crazy.
Who was the guy that put the man faced himself and put his bald sweat in the man's face?
Daylight to Low Pesci.
I was talking to Friday about that the other day.
That shit is wild.
I would have killed this guy. No one could have held me back. It's a murder thing, bro. Like, yo, come on.
Fam, pop off immediately.
Yo, that's a murder thing, bro.
Are you crazy?
Like, yo, I'm going to jail. Like, it's not going
But shout out to Low Pesci. Like, I guess he did it because, you know, I don't even think he realized what he was. Nah, he must have. But anyways, but also shutting down the event and shit like that. But ball sweat on your face, brother. Come on, what are we talking about here?
That's gone too far. That's definitely gone too far.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm shooting that shit up. I'm shooting at everybody. I'm hitting left, right, set, everything. Something you definitely getting hit, and whoever with you going, that whole crowd getting taken out.
So what's another rule in battle rap of what is a no-no?
That's a no-no that you really shouldn't be doing ever. And it depends on the taste, on how you go about it, type stuff. Dead relatives 100% or kids. That is the unwritten rule in battle rap most of the time of being a man with a moral code. Like, unless it's something like crazy rumors where like you fucking did something to your family or this and that, where they have to speak on it or they want to speak on it.
Most of the time we
don't really talk about a lot of people, like not all the times. It's good because it builds, but a lot of the time they're not talking all that shit.
Okay.
So kids and dead relatives. And you know
no at all. Like,
that's a personal no-no, or that's just.
I think that's I personally think that's an unwritten rule in battle rap.
I heard people talk about people's kids. I heard the dead relatives, but I heard them talk about people's kids.
Maybe like you a deadbeat dad, how you gonna pay your bills? Like,
like that.
You can't even like. I get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
okay, yeah, but you can't be like, yo, your kid got some kind of disease or whatever, or your kid.
Yeah, you can't really mention it. And there's been times when there's stuff like that happen. Like Iron Solomon said that in a battle versus, I don't know who, I think it was Arsenal or something like that, or Ilmac or B Magic, like one of those three I think it was Arsenal. I think he battled Arsenal or some shit. And he said something about the guy who funded who helped fundraise the event for King of the Dot or whatever. He had I don't even want to bring it up. He has a sick kid or something like that. And then Iron Solomon said some shit about that. The whole fucking internet blew up about it.
That's crazy. 5 top battle rappers of all time for you.
Of all time?
All time.
Shit, my list changes all the time.
Bring up his list talk, eh?
Yeah, so let's take it for the battle rappers. Like 5 top battle rappers.
Even if they fell off and shit like that.
They had their heyday. You know, they were the biggest back in the days, and who are some of them who are the biggest now. You know what I mean?
Even if they're still big.
Whatever, it's up to you, man.
Pat Stay. I'm gonna give shout out to Canada. I'm gonna give him the first one.
Pat Stay's sick.
Just because what he did as a whole for the country, it's in itself, and like how far he took it and whatnot. And Pat Stay, I'm gonna have to say Arsenal because he's the most viewed battle rapper in North America, like all time, no matter where he goes, drops like $500,000 a mil on each battle, has like a battle in England with like 10 million views or some shit like that. Like, he really doesn't. He battled Mr. Fab and shit like that. He's battling Cassidy next month or the month after this on the URL event. Go cop your fucking tickets. And so Pat Stay, Arsenal. Hollow the Don, because he's one of the greatest. You cannot,
I'm sorry with the sound effects, because I'm just thinking about some of these guys' battles, and I'm picturing it in my head, like some of these guys, they're animals.
Some of them are wild.
Man. Yeah, man.
And then I'll go with like 2 new guys, I guess. Shit. I don't know. There's more than for that last spot. There's a bunch more names, but I'll give it to Man, I'll give it to Tay Rock. Tay Rock's
Tay-Rock?
probably one of my, just because
I'm not as familiar.
he's like the top runner. He's like one of the top gunners in like battle rap right now, at least on URL and shit like that. And actually, to even speak on that, I actually want to bring this. There's battle rap for URL is actually completely transitioning off YouTube completely.
Oh,
Really?
Smack and URL actually have their own app and streaming platform right now,
Let's talk about that.
and it's $8.99 a month. And it runs like Netflix. You can cast it onto your TV, and it actually has a voting system too, where you can judge. And it's dope because it has the original bum 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 bum.
Oh, really?
It has them shits, and you can for each round and shit like that. So that's the innovative in it now. Actually, my battle, I have a battle that I just did, a band battle versus Rubandle popping up on the app. I'm gonna have a battle on an app on a streaming platform.
That's
to me, that's the
crazy.
craziest thing in the fucking world.
The Toronto
The
ambiance.
Beastmode.
Toronto ambiance is going right now.
Means.
This Cassidy battle, the last one is on that too.
Yeah, it's on there, and they also released
That's
that
crazy.
onto YouTube as well, and it
So-
did like 2 million views in like 2 days or
So
some
they
shit
have
like
their
that.
own streaming platform, like basically equivalent to Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
$8.99 subscription, and then you can actually vote from your couch, like,
Who you think wins
and you
these
can give out
battles?
the ba 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 ba.
Don DeMarco, all types of shit.
In Toronto, before he got traded, it was DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah,
DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, we used to facts. The Beastmode events.
But yeah, man, no, that's pretty
crazy,
dope.
right?
That's dope.
That's
For
dope.
$8.99, that's and they have their own platform. So then, it
And
won't be
there's
on YouTube.
tons of content. They drop content like no tomorrow.
So they do more than battle rap content.
No, it's all battle rap
battle rap.
content.
All battle rap.
All battle
So
rap.
These guys 24/7 battle rap.
Do you know how these guys do events like every month? Big mega events too, well-sized events, or at least a well put together at least performer cards. Like a lot of
Yeah.
good performers. Like these are.
So they have the content.
They have the content. They have a bunch of content. They have shit from months ago they still haven't released. They have big battles. Like YouTube will not. A lot of this content will never see YouTube. There's no point. You can't make money on it. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's
They can't completely monetize
They can't monetize that shit at all.
The way YouTube moves.
Rap
Yeah.
and then it's what
It's
guns
live?
in this, huh?
It's live.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna
The
happen.
type of wild shit that people are saying.
don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know
It's,
what
it's
the
not
man
even
is.
a live aspect. Once it's reposted, they're listening to what the content is, and they're like, "That's not advertisable. That's too rough."
Immediately.
Yeah, yellow instead of a green. You know what I mean? For the YouTubers out there who understand them
There's no
talks,
fucking
right?
bread in it.
Right.
There's no fucking bread in it.
Real quick, also with the battle rap, do you think that battle rap is gonna get bigger, or do you think it's plateaued?
I personally feel like the culture is getting bigger. I feel like the style right now has plateaued. I feel like there has to be a new generation or a new that has to pop up and really take over and become stars. And there's only a few that do it. I'm not even personally saying that's me. Like I'm not God's child or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But there are moments in it, but there are game-changing events and game-changing battles that could really take the cast, like could really do some stuff, right? But it all depends with time. Like the next young hot shot might not be here. There is one right now. There's like New Jersey Twerk, which is such a weird name to me, but what it means out there is something completely different than what I think.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah.
So, he's like the next most innovative thing right now. He's like big, big, heavy, tall fucking guy, loud, aggressive. Like he has, and like the delivery within it, how he can control his voice and his tone of what he needs to hit at certain times.
New Jersey Twerk. What?
New Jersey Twerk. It's like NU Jersey with a Z in it, and then twerk is TWERK or something like that, or TWORK. Sorry, that's how it's spelled. Not with twerk. It's spelled twerk.
Yeah, Twerk.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a pretty outstanding. Again, you don't know why, but that name is like it's memorable. It stands out.
Yeah.
It kind of threw me off when I first heard. I was like, twerk. I was like, what? I was like, what is this? And then once you read it, when you see his content, you're like, Jesus Christ. He's actually he's young too, so he's probably gonna be one of the few that lead it forward, just depending on how he runs with it. Like Drake, fucking hit him up.
Really?
Yeah, DM'd him and shit like that. I was like, yo, I think you're like the next, or it said you're like, yo, you incredible type shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's
so
a
there's
huge,
still more room for growth.
of course. You know what I mean? That's a huge cosign. It's just about right now building more stars and building different type of events, changing how it's, changing how it's delivered and processed. And at the same time, it's not always about, like, the culture is so big itself. There are hundreds of thousands of fans. There are hundreds of thousands, maybe a
millions.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Even just in English is one thing, but there's a league out in Russia.
That I was just about to say that the
Russia.
guy there,
The Oxymoron.
bam,
And
Yes.
he's like, but he's a recording. Touching with a big ass nose, the Italian nose. But he's actually a recording artist from Russia. He's like he's like the Russian Eminem to these guys out there.
He's like the Russian Drake, he says.
Yeah, or some shit like that. Yeah, he's like the biggest thing out there, and he's like, every battle he does, he has like 12 battles, and they're like 50 million views, 100 million views. It's crazy. It's like hit
Stupid
record
numbers.
It's like hit record numbers. You know what I mean?
Water.
Yeah. That guy gets crazy views. That just shows.
It's like watching like a Weekend video or like a fucking Drake video or something like that. 100 million views on that bitch. Like,
Yeah, so you think
Like
he would be the
nothing.
most viewed battle rapper?
he is technically the most viewed battle rapper in the world. There might be another guy because there's a league out in the Philippines.
Wow.
But you know how big this is? There's one guy who almost traveled every part of this.
Before you tell us, we don't know. That's the thing.
That's
we
why
don't
you're
fucking
here.
know.
That's
You're
crazy.
the reason why you're here to inform people
and
about the battle rap
they're
leagues
like
and
battle
shit.
rapping out there. Like they
Yeah.
fill stadiums with like fucking thousands of people. Thousands, bigger than a fucking hip hop concert.
That's
I'm
fucking
not
nuts.
even lying to you. You
And how
can
many
look.
people are battling in that contest?
It's not even I don't even know because I don't understand it. It's in a different fucking language. There are a couple people that do battles in English and they get millions of views too. 20, 30, 40 million
Crazy.
views. It's nuts. It's because in fucking where they're from, their population is twice as fucking, and hip hop right now is it's a language spoken all over the world.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's universal.
You know what I'm saying?
It just boggles my mind because I understand like them going to a concert or whatever,
Yeah.
but to see a
Battle
battle,
rap.
There's battlers that travel all over the world, like England, Sweden, Australia, the Philippines, like
To battle rap.
we know in England.
Germany, and shit like
South
that.
Africa.
South Africa, all over the world.
Yeah, I know in the UK because Shorty Hara, he's been out here.
Yeah,
a few
shout out to
times.
Shawty Horror. I think he's out here right now. I think he's like finishing up like a album or some shit.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, last couple of questions. Okay, how do you prepare for a battle? Because I see like just the amount of memorization that goes into that, and I'm like, that is fucking hard, Bridget.
And you're high energy.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking like screaming, jumping all over the place.
You have to be. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Like, how do you store all that shit, man?
repetition is the father of learning. Say it a bunch of times as much as possible, and it's really feeling what you're saying. And if it's staying on it, obviously, like you'd probably need like a good week or two to actually get it. Maybe, I don't know, it depends on how you process, but my process, maybe like I need at least 4 days so I can get it in my mind already type shit.
Yeah.
And that I can kind of like spit it here and there, and then slowly another couple days. Like I need like a full week. I can give you like a great battle.
1 week.
1 week of memorizing. Sometimes even less. When I was younger, it was so much easier. Like I could write 3-minute rounds and with like the same day. Like I remember battling Merge 1 and like driving in the car. Like I wrote finished my third round the night before, drinking wine. I'll never forget this. In a car, fucking with my guys. Shout out to Carlos and Dylan. They took me down because I was hungover, and I memorized the whole battle.
Wow.
And I went there, boop, and it was like,
That's
I've
crazy.
done it a couple of times, and then a couple of times I've shit the fucking bed. I've done a battle on 2 days' notice and completely shit the bed on pay-per-view in front of like 300 people before it's.
2 days notice though.
And you know how many people, some battle fans they're weirdos. They're like they'll give you like death threats. Be like, oh, you psycho, you dope head, you fucking
Yeah.
scum of the earth, this and that. And I'm like, whoa.
From
What, for
battle
losing
rap.
a battle?
For losing a battle, it'd be like, why do you put this guy on? You should fucking kill yourself. Like,
Oh my People are crazy on this world, you know.
They're weirdos, bro. They're
Nuts.
fucking weirdos, some of these guys.
That's crazy to hear.
But the love outshines the hate any fucking day. And even then, I love the hate because that means you're just still talking about me.
Yeah.
That's right. You're doing something right.
And it doesn't
if you
mean I have
haters.
everybody. It doesn't mean I have a bunch of people being like, you should fucking die. But like the one in that pay-per-view moment, that person that seen it wherever the fuck he was from decided
he was pissed.
He was angry.
He spent his money on the pay-per-view expecting to see
Great Joey at his greatness.
best. Like, yo, he probably told his boys, yo, this guy Joey V watch, yo, this guy's gonna destroy shit.
Made a
and
bet.
Then, and then what happened? You didn't do that well, and then his boys are like, see what happened there, see? And then his boys ate him up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know what, I'm gonna get at this guy on Twitter.
Joey B guy, he's garbage. What are you talking about? He's
Stop, bro. I can beat this guy. Are you dumb?
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
But yeah, that's the. I don't know. The process is like that. Maybe like a week of stuff. Of shit, it's just as hard for a song, brother. So recording, it has its own technique of doing it, but they're just as difficult in their own aspects. Especially starting to, because I'm actually I'm dropping some music very soon. I'm gonna chill out. That's actually supposed to do a freestyle today, but apparently the beat that I picked I can't use.
Yeah, YouTube's on
Give you a little,
selection.
not even a freestyle, like a pre-roll. Like I wrote this shit yesterday. It was gonna be nice, but we'll do it another day. I have like a whole setup I want to do.
Yeah, YouTube, they don't play.
No, they don't play.
They don't play.
Wow, Joey Gambello in the motherfucking building.
Boy,
Back again.
What's up?
Yeah.
Back like he never left.
Yo, okay. Can we hold you for a quick moment?
Yeah, what's up?
You know what I'm
dude.
saying? Some smoke and mirrors?
Oh, sure, why not? Like,
Let's do it up. You know what I'm saying? You know the drill.
What is this? What are we doing?
That's our new segment.
local, worldwide.
Yeah. But before we do that, I want to cut for a quick break. Make sure our cameras are
All
good.
right, check on the equipment.